A young man with a grin on his face, Tyler Henry, asserts that he can communicate with the deceased. His clientele ranges from the most prominent celebrities in Hollywood to bereaved families all across the United States, and he has established himself as one of the most well-known psychics in the world. On the other hand, there is a side to Tyler Henry that not everyone sees, and it is hidden beneath the laudatory reviews and the emotional moments. Currently, in this video, we discuss the controversies, the detractors, and the allegations that have the potential to alter your perception of him for the rest of your life. From small found boy to Hollywood medium. It was in the year 1996 when Tyler Henry was born in Hanford, California. He claims that when he was a boy, he had bizarre visions, including views of the future, unexpected thoughts about people's lives, and even messages from the dead. When he was in his teens, Tyler began to do private readings. The year 2016 marked the beginning of his illustrious career as E! Entertainment introduced Hollywood medium with Tyler Henry. Empathetic celebrity meetings, personal admissions, and situations that seemed to be hard to fabricate were some of the reasons why the program became an immediate sensation. Within a short period of time, Tyler became the medium of choice in Hollywood, with a waiting list that was apparently longer than 300,000 individuals. Why fans believe in him? Some people believe that Tyler is unique in comparison to other psychics. The manner in which he delivers his readings is one of tenderness and understanding. In addition to listening attentively and crying with his customers, he seems to be truly touched by the tales they share. There have been several public statements made by celebrities like the Kardashians, Chrissy Metz, and Ricky Lake about the comfort that Tyler's readings have provided for them. For bereaved families, the concept of reestablishing a connection with a deceased loved one, even if it is just for a little while, is invaluable. Enter the skeptics. But critics have a entirely afferent opinion of him, despite the fact that admirers laud him. It has been argued by investigators, magicians, and psychologists that Tyler's talents may simply be explained without the involvement of the supernatural. Specifically, they highlight two strategies that are often used by stage actors and mentalists. Using ambiguous comments, body language, and probability to convey the impression that you are familiar with personal information is one example of cold reading. Hot reading refers to the practice of researching a person in advance and then presenting the findings as if they were derived from psychic visions. Both of these characteristics are evident in Tyler's performances, as stated by the reviewers. The Alan Thicke reading. The reading that Tyler did in 2016 with the actor Alan Thicke was one of the most talked about readings. Throughout the discussion, Tyler brought up the possibility of having cardiac difficulties. Thicke passed just a few months later as a result of an aortic dissection. Fans praise this as evidence that Tyler has a talent. Skeptics, on the other hand, point out that heart disease is the leading cause of death for men in Thicke's age group, which means that such a prediction is more likely to be a lucky guess than a supernatural warning. Case studies critics point to. The following investigators have examined the televised readings that Tyler has given. A. Lauer. Matt. According to what I read, Tyler referenced a silver dollar in the purchase of an ancient house. Skeptics noticed that both of the details were already open to the public and could be obtained on the internet. A. Thorne, Bella. Within the context of reading, Tyler made a link between a teddy bear and a motorbike accident. These were also elements that were accessible in interviews and coverage in the media prior to the production of the movie. A. Lake, Ricky A. Fire in her house, was supposedly prophesied by Tyler 3 months before it actually occurred, according to the reading. These supporters saw this as irrefutable evidence. Those who are skeptical of psychic abilities argue that vague warnings about accidents or disasters are common psychic tactics, and that any event that matches the warning can be claimed as a hit. The power of editing. Television is an illusion that has been meticulously crafted. In television programs such as Hollywood Medium, viewers are primarily exposed to the most emotionally charged and realistically sounding events. Critics say hours of video are shot, but only the hits make it to TV. Misses, erroneous predictions, and unpleasant moments may be removed altogether, presenting a near-perfect impression of psychic accuracy. Add emotive music, close-up views, and the client's emotions, and even a vague remark might appear like a miracle. The Netflix live experiment. In recent years, Tyler featured in Netflix specials, including lifestyle events. Supporters regarded this as evidence he could perform without editing tactics. In contrast, The Guardian referred to one of his live performances as dull and unconvincing, highlighting the fact that his remarks continued to rely primarily on generalizations and feedback from sitters. Some people believe that cold reading is effective even when it is performed in a live situation, since it is dependent on human psychology rather than editing. Ethical concerns. The most significant issue, according to detractors, is not whether or not Tyler thinks he is psychic. Rather, it is the potential damage. The consolation may be founded on false hope if the relationship isn't genuine. This is often referred to as false comfort. In the case of emotional dependency, customers who are grieving may continue to visit and spend money in order to hear from their loved ones once again. Misinformation. Psychics have the potential to accidentally disseminate truthful information about the departed, which may result in either bewilderment or suffering. Some doubters go even farther and refer to those who work in the television industry as grief vampires, which are those who make money off of the suffering of others. Tyler's response to critics. This is not the first time that Tyler has addressed doubt in public. In addition, he maintains that his readings are genuine and that he does not do any preliminary study on his customers. In addition, he asserts that he is open to inquiries and respects individuals who have doubts about him. For him, the objective is not to demonstrate that there is a hereafter. Rather, it is to provide solace to those who are in the greatest need of it. Since he has never been charged with fraud in a criminal proceeding or in a legal proceeding, the discussion is about belief rather than law. Why people still believe. The size of Tyler's fan following continues to be enormous, despite all of the criticism. How come? Grief is a strong emotion. On an emotional level, it is impossible to refuse the opportunity to receive a farewell message from a loved one. There are a lot of individuals who don't care if a reading was based on study, psychic talent, or intuition to the extent that it seems personal and therapeutic to them. It is true that the comfort is genuine, and that is plenty for them. The larger conversation. It is not only about one individual that Tyler Henry's narrative is about, rather it is about a whole business. With the help of private readings, live events, and television agreements, mediums, psychics, and spiritual consultants bring in millions of dollars annually. One thing is clear, regardless of whether you believe in their capabilities or not, when people are going through a difficult moment, they are prepared to pay for hope. Conclusion. Over the course of our time, Tyler Henry continues to be one of the most well-known mediums. He is a true bridge to the other side, according to some people. Others consider him to be an expert in the art of a psychological deception. However, regardless of which side you choose, it is impossible to deny the influence that he has had on popular culture and on the hearts of his customers. At the end of the day, it is possible that the truth about Tyler Henry is less dependent on what he sees, as well as more on the beliefs that you choose to hold. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more.